Hello, everyone. This is episode 54. Adam Speaks. Welcome back, everyone. Very exciting. Very exciting show. Yeah, should be exciting. I'm just going to go through some of the... ESPN has been kind of releasing some of their NBA rankings, and since I kind of started this as an NBA show, I really think I should go through it. I would like to first off say that I don't know if the ESPN... See, I think what ESPN did here is they're not putting out rankings to rank these players. They're putting out rankings so that way you'll talk about ESPN. Because I was going through some of the other rankings, because they came out with 1 through 10 today, and then they kind of have progressively been coming out with the other ones throughout this week. I think this was their week, which I think is interesting that they're coming out with this. I don't know why they're coming out with the rankings now, because the season isn't for September, October. So the season's a little bit closer than I thought, actually. But regardless, I'm not going to go through the whole rankings, but I do think I'm going to go through the top, just some players that I noticed, basically through the top 20. So the 20th ranked player they have is Gordon Hayward. But they also ranked Gordon Hayward ahead of Porzingis, Blake Griffin, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Paul Millsap, Bradley Beal. Yeah, I guess as a Celtics fan, I'd like to think that that Gordon Hayward is a top 20 player in the league. I don't think he. I mean, I guess he is. I don't know. That's interesting that they would do something like that. Then they have Klay Thompson, then Damian Lillard, DeMarcus Cousins, and then they have Nikola Jokic, who is 16th, the 16th best player. And I'm doing this to talk about this and talk about the rankings, which is exactly what ESPN wants. I don't think this isn't like a serious list that they put together, because if it was a serious list, Jokic wouldn't be in the top 20. But then they have John Wall at 15, and then Rudy Gobert at 14. So you're saying Rudy Gobert is a better player than John Wall? I don't think that's correct. And then Paul George at 13, Karl Anthony Towns, who should... I definitely agree that he's top. So we got Karl Anthony Towns at 12, and then Jimmy Butler at 11. I suppose if we're looking at that, then that's all. I guess that's fine. I don't know. These rankings, they don't make a lot of sense. But then we get into the top 10. So the top 10 is filled with all the names that you kind of would expect. There wasn't anybody that was really surprising in the top 10. I would say Karl Anthony Towns probably... So at number 10 is Draymond Green, and I would say Karl Anthony Towns is probably a better player than Draymond Green. The rest of the names, I don't know if Karl Anthony Towns is better than them, so I would say if he's at 10, that probably makes a lot of sense. But then you have Anthony Davis at 9, Chris Paul at 8, James Harden at 7, Steph Curry at 6, 5 is Russell Westbrook, 4 is Kawhi Leonard, 3 Giannis Antetokounmpo, 2 Kevin Durant, and 1 LeBron James. So 1 and 2, I agree. LeBron's the best player in the league. He's not going to win the MVP every year, because they're just not going to. They don't want that. If the same player won the MVP every year, he's the best player in the league. Kevin Durant is definitely number 2 there. I would probably put Russell at 3 there. I don't think that. I mean, he averaged a triple-double last year, which I think I've said in previous episodes. I'm sure the assists and points, those are all really for him. Like he really contributed a lot more. With the rebounds, if the strategy is Russell Westbrook is going to get the rebounds, that was the strategy for last year. He is. I'm not going to say he's not a great rebounder, but he's a rebounder that had a team that was like, okay, we're going to box out so you can come in and get the rebound. That makes sense. Maybe halfway through the season, I say they probably started doing that a little bit more because you can even watch the games and see that the big men they're not even going up for the rebound. If they see Russell coming, he's going to be getting this rebound. He's definitely the third best player. Maybe his defense takes him down a little bit. Giannis, I think, eventually will be the third best player in the league. But I don't know when that. I don't know when that can happen. I mean, he has to have an MVP like season to be literally an MVP like season because he's ahead of Russell Westbrook. And then Kawhi Leonard, 4 is probably good. If I were to change these rankings, I'd move Westbrook up to 3. I'd probably then have Steph Curry at number 4, Kawhi at 5, Giannis at 6. James Harden at 7 also seems a little bit low, but then the rankings are really hard to get into because with basketball, there's so many statistics that you could put a bunch of statistics into like some sort of algorithm or formula and say, well, this is what makes a good player. But then you could also look at side of how someone plays and say that makes him a good player. It's all very what's the word I'm looking for? It could differ. Okay, Chris Paul in the top 10? No, that's Karl Anthony Towns is definitely better. He should at least be number 9. And Chris Paul and Draymond Green should be out of his top 10. I would say Anthony Davis probably should be a little bit high. Okay, so here's I would go LeBron, Kevin Durant, Westbrook, Curry, Kawhi Leonard at 4, Anthony Davis at 5, Harden at 6, Giannis at 7, and then probably Karl Anthony Towns at 8 there. I don't know. You see, at 8 is where I think 8 through 12 probably could be all mixed up, where you could put Paul George into that list. You could put Jimmy Butler up into that list. You could put... I guess you could say Draymond Green. I guess you could say John Wall might be considered up there. I don't know. It's an interesting list that I don't know if... They didn't really put the list together to say who's the best basketball player. They said, we're going to put this list together, and we're going to put a couple names in a couple places where you're going to want to talk about this. Steph Curry at 6, I say he probably is 4th or 5th, but having him outside the top 5, that's something to talk about. But then having Draymond Green in the top 10, I don't think that's the correct take. I'd say Draymond Green's probably 15th. He's probably 15. I would say you probably got to move John Wall up into the top 10. So yeah, I would probably move John Wall. It's all it's an interesting list that I think they probably spent a lot of time on, but probably didn't. They probably spent more time on trying to figure out where we can put people so that way people are going to talk about this list. I'm just glad they put LeBron at 1 and they put Kevin Durant at 2. Those could be flip-flopped. LeBron, he's the best player in the league. That's basically hands down, I would say. But yeah, so those are the rankings. And they came out with the 1 through 10 today, and I kind of want to get into a little bit. But that's going to be it. This was episode 54 of Adam Speaks. If you've heard my voice sounding different, I've been walking through my apartment. That's where I'm recording. I'm recording inside today. Looks like it's about to rain. You're going to go to Adam Speaks on Twitter. That's my new Twitter name. Adam Speaks on iTunes. Leave a review. Download and subscribe if you know what's good for you. Day in the Life of Adam on Instagram. Designs by Ram on Instagram. You can check it out. You can check the show out on YouTube, too. I don't know. You can go to Designs by Ram on Facebook. Yeah, that's going to be it, everybody. So, episode 54, that's it. Adam Speaks. Goodbye.